Alright, let's try doing this again because I want to talk to you a little bit about relationships because that's what's on my mind right now. And start off with the definition of a relationship, which might sound a little unromantic, but well, okay, first of all, obviously there's going to be the attraction part of a relationship. You can't be in a relationship, well, you can't really be in a relationship unless it's an arranged marriage if you don't find the other person attractive in some way, some form. Oh shit, just realized my room is really messy, so I'll do some filming out here. But what is a relationship? It's a contract between two humans that have some expectations, some standards, and some needs that the other person is fulfilling. In any relationship, and just in friends, it's a little more lax, but in a relationship with your significant other, there's a contract and there's rules like that you two are intimately involved with each other, in that it's usually monogamous, so it's exclusive. So there's some rules to that. So it's a contract that you don't want to breach. Like you don't want to be cheating on your partner. You don't want to be seeing other people in an intimate way. But other than that, other than those common themes, the needs and the other part, the details of the contract are different depending on the person or the people. And in a relationship, there's only one person that you can know. And even then, you may not even know yourself that well. And depending on how well you know yourself, you can decide what your needs are, what your expectations are, and what you need for a happy and successful relationship. Because at the end of the day, the objective is a happy and fulfilling relationship with the other person. And that depends on what you want. And it's not something like it's not something you can define. It's something that will kind of reveal itself to you when you get a better understanding of yourself and what you need. And it could be something little like, okay, I want to be able to, well, some girls are like, I want to see you every single day, or I want to see if I text you, that you respond in 10 minutes, which is crazy and not sustainable. But we want to think of something that we can build on top of and think for the future. Think a little bit in the present, but also in the future. And what the most important question is, can you accept the other person for who they are? And so that every improvement that they make in their lives is an opportunity for more goodness. And two is, what is your vision for the relationship? In 10, 15, 20 years, what are you imagining through your head? Do you want children? Where do you want to live? What kind of lifestyle do you want? You know, what kind of future do you want to build together? Because when you're in a relationship, you're spending most of your time with them. I think it's important to know their goals, their needs, and what they're envisioning for the future, short term and long term. And the only thing you can do is figure out yourself until you sit down with the other person and talk to them to get to know what they want, what they need, what they're envisioning, their future. And then there's little things, little tactics that you can use. Not so much that it's manipulative, but something that you can just emotional intelligence. It's not being manipulative. It's kind of adding the lubricant to the gears so that it runs more smoothly. And by studying relationships, you'll know there's 3 types of attachment styles. There's the secure, there's the anxious, and what's it called? I think anxious/attached. Like they're two not that they're two, but they really like closeness and being with a person and really feel for that. And then there's the avoidant type of person, meaning that they just want their space. If they feel overwhelmed, they need to go back into their own kind of selves. And then there's a whole book about that. It's actually quite a fascinating book called Attachment Styles. I forget the name of the author, but basically, what you want to do in a relationship is wear your heart on your sleeve and communicate effectively. Make sure that the other person understands, and generally, it's a two-person part. Like, but emotions are fickle, so sometimes if emotions are running wild, then you need some space to create. You need some space that so you can create a place where they're ready, or they can be ready for other options, other answers, or they're ready to hear you. So, what else would you need in a relationship? I think I hit on the main ones. You need to know what they want, what they need, their expectations, their standards. You need to be able to accept them for who they are. And that's kind of paradoxical because you want them to get better, or you can want them to get better, but you view it more as an opportunity where that's even more goodness in their lives, in your life. Because people do change, and hopefully for the better, but you need to be able to accept them as a person, as who they are now, whether they change or not. I think for some people, having non-negotiables, depending on who you are right now, I mean, I don't have many non-negotiables. I think I would say that my non-negotiable is someone who can critically think for themselves, someone who wants more in life, someone who wants a happy and fulfilling life and is working and striving towards that goal, whatever their version of the goal is. And it's not so much that they're defining something. And I think this is a huge misconception in the modern world, where people are like, okay, just define your success. Well, you can't define your success or what you feel will make you happy, because if it was so easy, you can just, okay, I'm going to define success as sitting on the couch staring at the wall, and in 14 hours, if I've successfully done that for 14 hours straight, I'm successful, I'll be happy. No, but maybe you can. Highly doubtful. What is probably a lot better is if you reveal to yourself what you truly find is successful or what will bring you happiness, and going for that. Maybe being able to change it. Maybe being able, okay, so you think in your mind, so say, let's say for example, objectively you think $100,000 a year will bring you the greatest amounts of happiness, and you're so convinced. So one way to get that is to actually go get $100,000. Or you can say, okay, that is my realistic. I'm going to actually change my mindset into thinking that I don't want $100,000. I want $20,000, and I'll be happy with $20,000. Well, what about doing a combination of both? Maybe bringing it down to $80,000 and achieving that goal instead of being so extreme. Using both of them in a combination to actually hit your target of the goal that revealed itself, right? It's about revealing your goals, revealing themselves to you, and going out and grabbing them and achieving that goal, those goals. So I think that's it for now. We covered quite a few different things. But in terms of relationships, I know what I want. Now I need to know what that girl wants. And Yeah, and gave you also a little bit of a tour of my house, but I don't think anyone's going to be watching this unless someone decides to watch this in like 10, 20 years when I'm super famous and everything. But I'll say bye for now, and let's try doing these more because I want to practice my public speaking. Anyways, bye. Totally didn't work.